I'm Marin, and this is Post-its and Pens. Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin, and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my January makeup basket, where I'm also going to introduce my Eyeshadow Roulette Project for 2022. So let's go ahead and get into the video. So for 2022, I decided that I wanted to be better about making sure that I am using all of the eyeshadows in my collection. So I took inspiration from Sarah Rose, who did an eyeshadow roulette project a couple years ago, and she mentioned in one of her recent videos that she's thinking about bringing it back for 2022. And I thought that it sounded like a really fun way to incorporate some eyeshadows into my daily routine that I don't typically use. So I'm going to go ahead and use her method of figuring out my eyeshadow roulette. So if you're unfamiliar, basically I have listed out all of the eyeshadows in my collection. I'll kind of give you a screenshot here where I just went alphabetically by palette. So I went alphabetically by palette, and then I listed the shades in the palette alphabetically as well. I also included single shadows, so every eyeshadow that I own is part of this spreadsheet. Then I am going to randomly generate 5 numbers that correspond to one of the eyeshadows on that list, and that's how I'm going to choose my eyeshadow roulette for each month. Now, I'm not doing the thing where you have to use all of the colors for one look. That's not what I'm going for. This is simply a usage goal. So I have 5 shadows that I'm going to choose each month, and my goal is to use each of those shadows 5 times, which I think is completely doable. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to introduce the shades from this month's eyeshadow roulette. I will swatch them for you so you can see what they look like, and then we will get into the remainder of my January makeup basket. So let's go ahead and go into my random numbers for my eyeshadow roulette. So full disclosure, I actually generated these numbers a while back because I wanted to make sure that I had it ready for this video and for the first of the year. So I do already know what the shades are, but we'll just pretend that I don't. I am going to roll the footage that I took where I generated those, so they will still be legit, but just not in real time, if you will. So here was the first number. So as you can see, I did land or generated shade number 25. 25 is from my Huda Beauty Khaki Haze Obsessions palette. That's this palette right here. And it is shade number 9. Now these do not have shade names, so I just numbered them. But shade number 9 is this one right here. So it's this kind of brownish shade right here. So I will go ahead. I've already swatched them too because, you know, that's who I am as a person, but I'll go ahead and I will swatch it out for you right here. So that is the first shade. This was number 25 on my list. Okay, here is number 2, shade number 2. And shade number 2 was 163, which comes from my Violet Voss Golden Sunflower Mini Palette, which looks like this. And it is shimmer shade number 3. So again, these do not have shade names. So number 3 is this gold one right here. So I will go ahead and swatch it out as well. So we have this shade right here. All right, here is shade number 3. And shade number 3 is 27, which comes from my Huda Beauty Nude Light palette. Now, forgive how this one looks. When I was doing my end of the year inventory, this fell and broke, so some of them are looking a little rough. But shade number 2 is this purple shimmer shade right here. So I will go ahead and swatch it out. This one at least did not get broken, so small favors. Okay, and it looks like this. All right, now it's time for shade number 4. Shade number 4 was 158, which comes from my Naked Ultraviolet palette, but it's not like one of the fun, crazy shades. It is Trippin', which is this kind of nude shade right here. So I really like that. I enjoy shades like this. They make for very easy eyeshadow look, so I'm not mad about it, but I will swatch it out for you, and it looks like this. All right, and now it's time for shade number 5. So number 5 gave me 111. That comes from my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, and it is the shade Delectable. This is one of those shades that has definitely gotten ignored in my collection. So it is this purple shade right here. I really have not touched any of these darker shades in this palette, so this will give me an excuse to use it. This one, however, probably will be used as either like my lower lash line, maybe as a liner, because it's very powdery and it doesn't have the best quality. So I will show you what I'm talking about so you can see. Here it is swatched. It just doesn't have the greatest quality to it. It's very smeary. So yeah, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use that one, but we'll play around with it and make it work. When you kind of blend over it, it definitely like loses a lot of its color payoff. So I'll show you. But yeah, it's a very messy shade. So we'll just see what I can do with it. It's not my favorite, but again, the whole point of this project is to use eyeshadows that you don't normally use. So I'm not gonna be mad about it. We'll just figure out how to make it work. I'll use it those 5 times and then we'll just move on to something else. All right, now we're going to go ahead and get into the items that I chose for my January makeup basket. So I do keep them in this container right here, and we're just going to go through them. I'm going to start off with my everyday items, so the ones that are not going to change. Like, they're not going to change from month to month unless I use them up and they need to be replaced. So I'm going to start with those first because those are kind of like the more boring items, if you will. But the first one that I have is my Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Pearl. I use this as foundation. So this is one of my main base products that is not going to change until it is used up. Okay, I have 2 others that are kind of my go-to base products. So I've been using this Dr. Jart Cicapair Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment to help with the redness on my face. This is another one that is going to be around forever because when I finally finish this mini, I am going to purchase the full size because I love this stuff. And then the other one is this Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This is in the shade 10N Fair, which is what I use on my under eyes. So as you can see, this one is almost done and I will not be repurchasing this. So once this is used up, I will find something new, but these are staples: an under eye concealer, a color corrector, and then whatever I'm using as my foundation. All right, moving on to powder. I am currently working on the Too Faced Peach Perfect Powder. This is my favorite setting powder of all time, and of course it's been discontinued. So once I finish this up, I am gonna have to find a replacement. If you know of anything that is similar to this, let me know down below. I have tried the Laura Mercier. It does not do it for me, y'all. Like, it does not do it. So I need something that is similar to this. It doesn't have to be peach, but like something that works exactly like this one works. If you know of something, please tell me down below because I am on the hunt. The other powder that I'm using is my under eye setting powder, and it is this one from Jouer. This is their Soft Focus Hydrate and Set powder. I am almost done with this as well, so you can see I have a nice bit of pan there. I will probably have to repress this soon, but again, once I use this up, I'm not going to repurchase it. So I'm thinking about going with, what is it called? The Perfect powder from number 7. I can't remember, but I already have something in mind for this, so this will not be repurchased, but it is what I am currently working on in January. All right, a couple other not very interesting ones. I have this NARS Soft Matte Concealer in Madeline. This is what I use for spot correcting. For my brows, I am working on this NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil, and I also have this Benefit Gimme Brow, so those are my go-tos for that. For mascara, I am currently working on this one from Milk Makeup. This is their Kush mascara. I love this stuff. This is by far my favorite mascara that I've ever used. So that is what I'm currently working on. For that, I also have this Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in, what is this called? Perversion, which is just a black eye pencil. And then I also have a liquid liner. This is the Benefit Roller Liner in black as well. This is my favorite liquid liner. So those are the other staples of my routine. I use them every time I wear makeup pretty much. All right, the last two are not very interesting either. This is the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set Setting Spray. I actually use this as a primer before I apply makeup. And then I have the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Eye Primer. You can see I've had this for a while. It's all rubbed off. But those are the primers that I use every day as well. All right, now let's get into the more fun items, which are the color products that I'm going to be working on for the month of January. Now, I do have Project Pan items that I am trying to use up as well. If you are interested, I will link the video up above where I introduce those items. But basically, I have a blush in that Project Pan, but I have another one that I would like to work on in the month of January because it is a little bit more peachy in color, and that one is very pink. So this is the shade Quirky. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. I really love this stuff. I have pan in this, so I am kind of curious to see if maybe I can't make a bit more of a dent in this. Maybe put this in my Project Pan later on down the line. We'll see. But I really like this shade. It's a very pretty peachy color, and it just looks really natural and nice on my skin. So that is one of the items that I have. The other one is a highlighter, so I am currently using the Becca Rose Quartz highlighter. I picked this up from Ulta, I think, when they were having their sale. I really like that pinky color, and I feel like it will go really well with the eyeshadow palette that I'm wanting to play around with in January. So those are the two color products that are new for this month, and then will be switched out. Now, for the eyeshadow palette that I am wanting to play with in the month of January, it is my new Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. This palette is so pretty, y'all. I'm going to show you. It's so pretty. Yeah, there's so many shades in this palette that I am super excited to use. I love these tones. These are kind of like my go-to everyday eyeshadow shades, and I love shimmers. So I am very, very excited to play around with this one. This was a Christmas present. I am wearing the shade Serenity today, and then I topped it with the highlighter from Becca. So that's what I have on my eyes, but I am so excited to play with this one and give this one some love on top of the 5 shades that are in my eyeshadow roulette as well. But this is going to be the palette that I mostly dig into for the month of January, and I am very, very excited. So I am wearing all of those items today except for this Tarte blush because I have the one from my Project Pan on. I'm going to go ahead and give you like a close-up, if you will, of my makeup look in case you're curious, and then we'll kind of close out this video. And that is that. I hope you enjoyed this look at my January makeup basket and my intro to my eyeshadow roulette project. So I will do this video each month. Probably I will eventually do like a shop my stash where I take you into my collection and like actually go through it and pick some things out. But for the first time, I wanted it just easier sitting down in one place, so forgive me for that. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.